Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a Q&A, question and answer, and I have the ones that you guys sent to me on Instagram. And if you guys do have questions that you would like me to answer in future Q&As, you can follow me on Instagram and send them to me there through DM, or when I request them, like put it in my story and ask for you guys to let me know, or comment them down below this video in the comment section, and I'll screenshot it whenever I get a chance to and include them in future Q&As. I was gonna do this live, but Lula, she's chilling right now but I wasn't sure what kind of mood she'd be in, so I was like, let me just record this just in case. I have an iced cappuccino I just made. Thank you for the coffee maker, Mom. So before I get into the Q&A part, I do want to do some cards of the day. This is the Pastel Rider-Waite deck. I got this on makeplayingcards.com. If you type in Pastel Rider-Waite deck in Google, it'll probably come up. But this is going to be a timeless message, meaning whenever you happen to come across this video, whenever you see it, may something from it resonate with you at some point in time. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Truth be told. Cards of the day for the collective. Truth be told. We have the Chariot. So things are beginning to really move along. There's a lot of momentum behind past efforts you've been putting in, behind past choices, behind the balance that you've been working to gain between your light self and your shadow self, your divine feminine, your divine masculine, all of these things. And it really just feels like all of that effort and this yellow is really standing out to me in the background for this particular deck. And so I really feel like that's like the solar plexus energy coming through, of having more clarity about why certain past actions you participated in or that took place, even if you didn't have full control over it, why that happened. And now you've been able to like reroute and re-navigate, because I'm seeing like, what's it called, the detour signs. It may have taken you on a different route, on a detour than what you originally thought, but you are moving forward. There is progress happening. It is this feeling of like feeling more successful. I'm also really feeling like you guys are getting really in touch with your emotions. In particular, if you are a Cancer zodiac sign or have a lot of Cancer in your chart, that's really standing out to me right now in terms of just really being in touch with your emotions. But at the same time, you have strong boundaries. Thinking in terms of like the crab in the shell, just in terms of you knowing when to put up your protective layer and knowing when to be open and vulnerable is coming through as well. I'm getting determination. It really feels like there's a lot of determination. You have a clear vision now in terms of where things are going and where things are headed, when before you may not have. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Two of Cups. I really like these together. This is giving me successful partnerships, successful unions, successful agreements or contracts, a lot of like your spirit guides, especially if you connect with animal guides or animal totems, is really coming through. In particular, this energy of like a big cat vibe is what I'm getting from it. Lion, tiger, panther, leopard, cheetah, whatever it might be, big cat vibes. It's like a hunter energy, but the hunt is over almost, is what Spirit is saying. It's like now you had a lot of that determination and had to go get it vibes. Now it's like, okay, there's still some more ground to cover, but it's like you're feeling more supported. You're feeling the love, either from like a particular partnership or partnerships in your life, or maybe even it's the love from clients, followers, friends, family, whatever it might be. That is coming up too. It could be the love of children or pets as well. It's just really giving the people around now or coming up, for when a lot of you, whenever you come across this, are going to be really strong soul connections, but of a healthier vibration. Because remember that your relationships are often a reflection of where you are in your current journey and consciousness. So that's why we have soulmate connections for each level of our journey. Like your soulmate from high school may not be your soulmate when you were in your 30s, or may not even be the soulmate that you choose to marry, or maybe they are. We have different soulmates at different times for different points in our journey, because we are ever changing. So our mirrored reflection of that balance is going to change as well over time. And of course you can choose otherwise. You can choose to stay with people that are not reflecting who you currently are or the vibration of what you truly feel you desire. You can choose to, out of comfort or whatever comfort, it being more like a business arrangement, whatever the reason is, sometimes fear, whatever it is, you can choose otherwise. But I say all that to say that if you are choosing the path of a new direction and making the changes needed and necessary, and understanding why you had to take those detours, then the connections moving forward are going to be more in alignment with the new and improved higher version of you, reflecting that if you are choosing to do so. So soul connections reflecting more where you are now on the improved level. So therefore they are improved soul connections, if that is making sense. You can choose otherwise, but for the most of you, I feel like you're going to choose better moving forward, or keep growing together if you are already in something quite amazing, whether that's romantic soul connections, friendship soul connections, business, even family, etc. So that's what I have as far as cards of the day right now. And then I just saw right here the death card on the bottom, transformation. So some of you may be grieving something or grieving the old that you have to leave behind, but I just heard Spirit say the plot twist is coming, but it's going to be even better than what you are leaving behind, even though sometimes it's challenging or hard. But you're also going through your own awakening and to some level. So all that being said, let's get into the Q&A. I'm hearing Spirit talking about the number 84. So 84, and then I just saw a 9. So 849. So that may be an angel number for you guys at this time, whoever you're seeing this, whenever you happen to see this. So maybe look that up, or if you're into numerology. And or what I like to do is I like to pull cards to see what messages Spirit has for me specifically on when I see numbers like that. But in terms of general messages that I'm getting from that, because that was just a downloaded message, so I shared it. What Spirit is saying is, as old karmic cycles close out with the lessons learned, new and infinite possibilities and doorways and pathways are opening up. It can bring in much more prosperity and prosperous growth in many areas of life. Money is one of them, but in addition to many other forms and blessings coming through. 4, so that was 8. 4, bringing in more feelings of security, feelings of rootedness, stability, feelings of having good bones, good foundation, or maybe some of you are working on your own inner strength, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, or all the above. Feelings of having more so you can save more, preserve more, not because you necessarily have to, but because you desire to, but like for a goal. And then 9 coming in as, you know, further spiritual awareness, further spiritual growth. Feeling more in alignment with your purpose as old chapters close out and you begin to transition into the new ones. So that was coming through as well. So that's just a little summary of what I'm getting. But like I said, you can also Google the angel number 84 or 849 or both if you connect with those. And also you can also pull cards for yourself, whatever, not necessarily this deck, whatever deck you feel like you want to, and see what messages those have for you specifically and how they connect to you in your journey right now. Okay, I know I keep saying let's get it. She's doing so well right now. Sorry, I got distracted. I could have gone live. Oh well. Hey baby. So let's get into these Q&As. My favorite decks is one of the first questions. So that's always ever changing, ever evolving. My husband just got me some new decks that I really love. So some of my new favorites are, I just don't feel like getting them right now, but getting up to get them. But the Wandering Heart deck, the Modern Goddess Tarot, the Modern Nirvana Oracle. Those are 3 of my new favorites. So if you want to Google each of those or any of the ones I mentioned to see what they look like, I just don't feel like getting up right now and grabbing them. But some of my forever favorites, you could say, are the Hoodoo Tarot. I'm just looking at my collection over there. The Earth Warriors Oracle. And the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland, because that is one of the original ones that I learned to read with. And of course, all the ones I created. For most of you, you know already, but Archer is my maiden name. So if you go on my website, you can check out some of the Oracle decks I created. Archer's Love Oracle deck, 2nd edition. Archer's Career Oracle deck. Archer's Answers Oracle deck, which is really like 3 decks in one, and I have a video up on that. If you're curious, you can use it all together as one deck, but you can also separate it into 3 decks and use it accordingly or how you need to, as like yes or no answers, time frames, or just general guidance, or just put it all together. But it's really like 3 decks in one. And the Archer's Discernment deck. Did I get it all? Archer's Love Oracle deck, 2nd edition. Archer's Career Oracle deck. Archer's Answers Oracle deck. Archer's Discernment Oracle deck. So the ones I created, of course, as well. Yeah, I will stick with those for right now. I mean, I love so many of my decks, but those are the ones that are always, as far as the older ones I'm talking about, I always tend to gravitate to those often. And then the new ones I just got, I love to play with. And also, it sounds similar, but the Modern Witch Tarot is also another one I love. Okay, next question. Hey baby. How do you know which reading is correct? So I take that as you asking if you're getting multiple readings by different people. I don't know if you're getting like different answers by different readers, but what I always advise people as is, if you feel confused, let it play out first. Whether they were what you wanted to hear or not, whether it was different time frames or not, let it play out. And this is because readings with different results can all be correct in their own way. I did a video on this a while back. There's a lot of reasons for this. Like, let's say you get different answers. Like let's say you ask, are we going to get back together? One reader says yes, one reader says no. Well, that's going to be dependent upon the energy of which time frame each are maybe picking up on, especially if you didn't ask about a certain time frame. I'm just giving examples. because energy is always changing, maybe one is picking up on reconciliation, but maybe you break up again. So they were seeing the further out result of breaking up again, yes and no, or vice versa. You know, just an example. Time frames are not set in stone. Time is relative. So I wouldn't even put too much weight on time frames anyway for any reading. But again, that could also have to do with maybe you were at one point going down this particular path, but then you made a choice that then shifted it, and now the time frame has changed a little bit. That's possible as well. That is possible. But I would say if you don't know which one is correct, let it play out. That's the only way. And I would refrain from leaving reviews or jumping to conclusions until you've allowed more time. Because often I've seen people go with a bunch of readings that told them what they wanted to hear, but then those ended up being wrong. But then the person who told them what they did not want to hear ended up being right, but they had already given that person a bad review because all these other people said one thing. So, again, wrong in terms of that particular timing. You know, energy is always changing. So again, people could be picking up on different things at different times. But if someone is fully off, like I'll just give an example. Not pretty recently, actually, I decided to go ahead and get a reading on I wanted some pet mediums to pick up on my fur baby Nuta, who transitioned a little over a year ago. If most of you have been watching my channel for a long time, so I wanted them to pick up on her energy, and I had a couple readings done, but there was one person that was very off, and that was just wrong, just period. And sometimes people are wrong, just period. I don't know if they're having an off day or what, but the reason I knew this person was wrong because, like, they said, she misses playing catch. Nuta hated playing fetch. She hated playing catch. She was the kind of dog that if she wanted what I had and I threw it, she would go get it and then take off with it and never bring it back. So I was like, I don't know about that. But then again, now I'm looking back and I'm like, well, maybe she enjoyed that process part of it. Even though she didn't bring it back, she did catch it. So maybe she wasn't so wrong. And maybe I'm proving my point right now of how do you know which reading is correct when you get different things? Let it play out. And sometimes when you look back with fresh eyes, like I just did, because often we see things from just our perspective, but when you open up to different perspectives and different ways of interpreting and viewing it, okay, I could see how that could be. So, yeah. Okay. Next question. How do you know your purpose? I've got this question a lot lately. Your purpose, your life purpose, etc. Here's the thing. Your purpose, this is my opinion, and I've said this before in other videos, I feel like your purpose is to live your life, to experience life, to go through the ups and downs of life, and to learn the lessons, and those things are all what help you to find your passions, your sparks, your purpose. I always like to recommend the movie Soul, the animated film Soul. I know I watched it on Disney Plus. I don't know if it is Disney. It might be Pixar, but I think Jamie Foxx was the voice. But anyway, it's animated. I always refer to that movie because it's got such great truth in terms of my honest views on when you transition to the great beyond and spirits and souls, and it's just a good way of looking at life from more of a 5D perspective, but also when you are here in a 3D perspective, it's like it has some deeper meaning in terms of how when we're in this human experience, when we think we're chasing these dreams and these goals and think that there's something huge and grand to our purpose, Like, maybe people are associating like purpose and life purpose with something huge, like I'm gonna be an activist and save the planet from pollution. Like, maybe that is some people's purpose, but some people's purpose is not that huge, and it's not it doesn't mean their purpose is lesser than, it's just different. And so your purpose is to live your life and find your thing that you connect with, that makes you happy, that makes you feel fulfilled. And that could be ever evolving and changing. Some of you guys have heard this story before, but I'm again going to use it myself as an example, just because that's easiest for me to reflect on and get the point across about what I'm trying to say, so that you can kind of interpret it in your own way and apply it to you in your life with your own discernment and knowledge of how you are and what you feel works for you, and you know, the things that you enjoy. So once upon a time, my purpose was wanting to sing. I wanted to be like Janet Jackson or Michael Jackson. And I did do music. I did actually record music for a period of time, and I've always been a dancer. You know, I'm kind of retired now, but I was a dancer. The music thing didn't fully work out because in pursuit of that joy, I realized more of my purpose was more on the dance side of things. And I did do professional dance for some time. That period of fulfilling my purpose, because dancing was my joy and a passion at the time, led me to one of my spiritual awakenings when I was dancing with a company in New Mexico. And that spiritual awakening led me to my purpose of connecting with my intuition and my psychic ability and doing readings. That, you know, one thing leading to another as I'm following what makes my joy, what brings me joy, what makes me happy. And then now part of my purpose is being a mother, a wife, you know, in addition to spiritual work. So I'm saying that to say, follow your joy, follow your excitement, follow what makes you happy. All of that is your purpose. And even if what makes you joyous and happy is just, you know, living a simple life, you know, out in the country, sipping iced coffee and breathing fresh air, maybe that is your purpose. Your purpose is to live and experience your life, point blank, period. And I think that's a lot of what that movie helps to show. And that's why I love it so much. Okay. Next question. How do you get back to happiness? Ooh, that's a deep one. That's going to be different for everybody. But for me, lately, and maybe this is because I'm a mother now, and so I am always seeing the world through a different perspective in the lens of a child, in particular a baby lately, where everything is new and exciting and innocent and joyous. What is helping me to get back to my happiness is seeing her love for life and in all of the smallest things that just bring her so much joy. And that also kind of is like similar to the movie Soul Again. If the character 22, she's a lot like an innocent child in terms of experiencing life and the small things making her so happy and just living life being purpose. So that's what's helping me get back to my happiness, is being so thankful to be alive, and experiencing that through childlike lenses. Before being a mom, it was still something similar in the sense of there was a time in my life where I was battling very deep depression, also during my time when I was living in New Mexico. But there was a part of me Just so you guys know, at the time of me recording this, I'm 35, almost 36. And I'm speaking back to the version of me that was in my early 20s. That version of me felt like I was always going to feel happy when this happened or that happened, or if this changed or that changed. And if you live life that way, you'll never be happy, because happiness is within. So you could have all the money of the world and still be unhappy. Look at the celebrities that are not happy. You could, finally have a marriage, and you've always wanted that. But if you're not happy within yourself, then maybe you're bringing both you and your partner down with your mood. And so therefore you're not fully happy in the marriage. You see what I'm saying? These are examples. You could feel like, oh, I'll be happy when I have a child. And you think that having that child is just going to fill you up. And in many ways it can. And you may love that child, but then you weren't happy. And on top of that, the hormones shift, and then you get postpartum. You see what I'm saying? So happiness comes from within. So when I'm going backwards to that version of me in my early 20s versus now, something that helped me get back to my happiness, because I wasn't a mother then or anything like that, or a wife or anything like that back then, was if I give up now, then I'll never know if I'll have it, or I'll never know if I'll achieve it. So that would always and then I would always, then that would always kind of bring me back to a place of finding something, even if it's small, that could make me happy in that moment. So if it was calling up my mother and talking to her, or going and eating some ice cream and watching a movie, in that moment, bringing back little joys, and then sleeping on it often helped. And then the next day, in the light of day, I would often feel a little bit better. So it's like, you got to come back to the little things, the little joys in life, the experiences. And if you have to go and try something brand new, or maybe have a change of scenery, go out, go somewhere you haven't been before, whether it's a short distance or a long distance, experiencing life, those things help get back to happiness. So these are just some examples. Comment below if you get this far in this. Send me a smiley face emoji. And let me know something that you do to get back to your happiness. Comment below. Yes, girl, that's a good point. Okay, next question. I've been finding dimes a lot lately. Can you explain what that means? That's probably going to mean something. Again, I would recommend that you maybe pull some cards if you want to, or meditate on it, or on what that means for you specifically. But I feel when I find money, I take that as abundant energy. So I always give gratitude for whatever money I find, even if it's change. Okay, mama, have a few minutes. Almost done. You're doing so good. You're doing a good job. Oh, okay, almost done. I see you. I would also take that as, abundant energy coming in. So definitely give gratitude for that. And then look up angel number 10 as well as a 1. It's really a 1 because a 0 just amplifies the number around it. So whatever it is giving birth to an energy of 1, creating an energy of 1, amplifying it. So it kind of feels like a first step for you in some new area. I'm gonna go get her. All right, special guest is here. Okay, so going on to the next question. How do you prepare for a reading? So that's always changing depending upon what my energy is like, my energy levels, or the environment. Honestly, it's not these days. I feel like something I always have to do is drink something. Most of the time it's water. Sometimes it's other things, and I give that beverage an intention. So when I'm drinking it, it's prepare me for the reading, and then after the reading, I'll drink something again and release or cleanse. So most often it's water, but sometimes it's other things, any kind of other beverage, whatever I've got, and I give it an intention, and it kind of puts me in the zone. Depending upon where I am, sometimes if I don't have anything at all, it's breath work, breathing in intention, and connecting to spirit by breath work. Oops. And then at the end of the reading, letting it out again, releasing it through breath work. If I have the time, especially with her, and I'm at home or in a comfortable space, I will do things like light candles, incense, things like that, if I feel like I want to really get some more energy flowing. But sometimes I don't have that ability to do so. So most of the time it's just connecting through breath work to prepare. But really, that's about it. Some of the things, it's not a really huge elaborate ritual or anything like that for me. Everybody's going to be different. Comment below how you can prepare for readings, if you do readings, whether you're on the client side or whether you're the reader, or both. I had a couple more questions. Let me find them. I have my computer up right here. All right, here they are. Okay, next question. Can people try to dig too deep in readings? Yes, they can. So if you're digging too deep or looking for too many specifics, you can really mess up your reading or the experience, because you're not meant to know all of it. Like, spirit can give you messages and guidance, but it's not meant to be like, it's not like this is the rule book, this is the rule book, and this is exactly how it has to go and exactly how it's going to happen. It's a guide. And remember, energy is always changing. So if you try to dig too deep or get too many specifics, well, if you make different choices along the way, those specifics can begin to change a bit. So I would say take the overall message and then use your discernment. And a lot of the time you have to use your own logic, because you know what's going on behind the scenes, and then apply that to understanding the reading. Leave it on, Baba. Understanding the reading. But if you try to get too many specifics and things like that, it takes away from your experience of living life. It takes away from you learning certain lessons that you need. It takes away from surprise sometimes, or sometimes it can slow things down for you from happening, because you are trying to make certain things fit into the box of that specific readings, when actually that wasn't it, or that wasn't the scenario or the person. Okay. Last question. How do you feel about sharing clients with other readers? I personally don't care. I know some people that are really like strict about their clients, and they only want their clients to come to them, and they don't really refer their clients to other people. I'm not like that. I feel like there's more than enough. I feel like, yeah, baby. I feel like you can get different things from experiences with different readers, because different readers are going to pick up on different things, sometimes have different styles. So you can get some things from me that you need, and then someone else might pick up on something different and you needed that too. You know what I mean? And I always feel like if a client connects with me and vibes with me, they're going to keep coming back, regardless of how many other readers they enjoy, or regardless of how many other readers they try. They'll come back when they want to connect with me. So I don't mind sharing clients or referring clients to other readers that I know and trust. And a lot of you know I have done that before too. Like when I was on my maternity leave with her and I knew I wasn't going to be able to do readings, I referred readers that I know and trust and that I know are accurate or have been accurate for me. And I have no problem with that, because I know when I come back and I'm ready to read, those that do want to hear what I pick up on come back. So I don't really worry about that. But I know some readers are really strict about that kind of a thing, which I don't quite understand. I think that really limits a client's growth sometimes, because like I said, that they can get a lot from other experiences, and they'll still probably come back to you if they vibe with you like that, especially if they're loyal. So that's just my personal opinion. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. You want to say anything, Lula? All right then. So I will talk to you guys another time. Share your thoughts below. Please like this video, and share it with whoever you think might also enjoy it, whether it's for the question and answer, or whether it's for the channeled messages and cards of the day in the beginning, or what. Subscribe to my channel if you choose to. And of course, if you want to, for the energy exchange, you could always tip by buying me a coffee. That information is down below in the description. And and the information on where you can go to book a personal reading with me is down below in the description box. Bye.